I think the one thing that you can do today is begin your healing journey, whatever that looks like. That means walking into a church today, talking to a pastor. That means going to the VA. That means finally going to see that counselor. Whatever that first step looks like, take it. Welcome to the Mental Health Janitors, where we help you clean up the mess in your head. I'm your host, Sergeant Q, and with me, as always, Jess.
Hi, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Jesse, in our last episode, you talked about staying off of social media during this time because of our yes. And so I did not adhere to your advice, and something hit my feed today. You know the kind of video that you watch, and you're like, oh, that's good. You watch it again, like, oh, that's deep. And you watch it again, and you're like, oh, that's me. You ever had one of those videos?
Yes.
I must have watched this thing 20 times this year. And I was just like, that's so deep. And so I'm hoping that we can watch it and then maybe just unpack a little bit to why this was so powerful. Maybe it won't be powerful for you and you can just walk me through it. But maybe it will. Maybe it will hit you.
I'll see you again or never again?
Oh, no, you see me again.
I'm just kidding, bro. I love you so much, man. I really love you a lot. I miss
love you too, bro.
I know. I'm going to call you when I get home to let you know I got home safe.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Let me know when you get home safe.
All right.
Let me know.
I've been in a season for a couple of years trying to just really understand on an emotional and a realistic level because it can feel like such a distant history story. And I hear so many women and men struggle with the legalistic side of things. I'm trying so hard and I just can't do it. And I'm brought back to the scriptures that remind me that it says, those who love me keep my commandments. And I command some, burn some. And I think, why does it feel like that sometimes? And it's crazy that you showed me this right now. We had a women's event at church on Friday night. And one of the songs was talking about the battlefield. And so what people don't understand, it's not their fault, is that as a combat veteran in everyday life, I can go months without thinking about much. And then, of course, week leading up to Memorial Day, we sing a worship team about the battlefield. And I start struggling with some things internally while I'm worshiping. So the next song that comes on is a song that, oh my gosh, it hits my soul every time we sing it because it says, thank you for breaking the bread of your body and spilling the wine of your blood. And I'm on my knees and I'm just weeping and I'm over and over again, thank you for breaking the bread of your body, for spilling the blood of your wine. And I'm brought back to my index trauma to a soldier that when I was out on the front lines, we started getting incoming and they yelled, cover Ainley. That was my last name back then. As he's running towards me, he got hit and he fell within feet of me and he broke the bread of his body and he spilled the wine of his blood for me. And most people in life have never even seen a dead body, let alone something gruesome like on a combat field. But I'm talking fraction of people have experienced somebody in their lifetime breaking the bread of their body, spilling the wine of their blood for them. And the scripture that says there's no greater love than the love of a friend who lays his life down for another. That we love that scripture as veterans, but I felt like I'm not one of these leaders who was like, oh, the Lord told me this and that. I felt like the Lord was like, you've got to share your story because you have a direct emotional connection to somebody doing that for you. So you get it. You understand because what happened in the years to come after Operation Restore Hope 2016, and I started to get some of the healing that I needed after that to brought me to a place where I could go to almost a month-long intense outpatient program in Chicago where I was surrounded by other veterans with shared experiences. And we talk about how important that is. But these guys are in there with a lot of the same stories and struggles and challenges as me. all frontline combat action award type things where we were in active combat and things like that. So we could all share a lot of our experiences. And so there came a time where in group therapy, I had to share my index trauma and share the survivor's guilt that I held for a decade at this point, constantly remembering the specialists that came to cover me and having these step points in my head that if I wasn't there, he'd be alive. I'm a female. He was coming to cover me because I was a female. He would be alive with his family if it wasn't for me. Like those are very normal things that survivors feel, that survivor's guilt. And it took this group of these other men to say, Jessica, the most honorable thing for any man is to die one of two ways, for their country or their family. And he did both of those. And every day you live in guilt and shame and remorse, you're taking the honor away from him. If he was sitting right here, what would he say to you? I was like, oh my gosh. And then they said, and of course you would say, live your life. You can be a good human. Don't list another tear or question or doubt whether that's what I would say to him. It was the roles were reversed. And the freedom that I entered in, reversing that, now I'm going to live for him, for his sacrifice. I'm going to do these things for him because of his sacrifice, not because I have to, but because it's an honor for me to give back to him in that way. And I was like, that's Christ. That's Christ. I'm not doing these things because I have to. I'm doing them because of what he's done for me. And it's not burdensome. I do love him, and so I want to keep his commands, not out of obligation or chores, but because I know what that's like to see that broken bread and that spilled blood. And it just was like this full circle moment for me that to share some of my stories, even though it's hard, but there's a beauty in inviting people into your suffering so they can share in it, so they can feel what you felt to a certain extent, so they can make that connection. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is it. This is one of my purposes is, not just write it in a book and hope people read it, but to share that emotional connection of that freedom that I found once that weight lifted of that guilt and shame. And that's exactly what the cross says.
And so many people look at that sacrifice, you're bound to it. But what the sacrifice did is it gave you freedom. I think that you just shared, you touch people on their emotions. Now we want to call them into action. So what is the first thing you think of?
Whatever weight you're living with, whatever burden, whatever guilt, whatever shame, start doing the work to unpack where that's coming from and whether it's your weight to carry or not. And that might sound and look very scary, and it is at times. But to get that freedom on the other side and to have that paradigm shift is priceless. No amount of work could deter me from gaining that freedom that I got that day. And I never looked back. I never felt guilt and shame again.
I think the one thing that you can do today is begin your healing journey, whatever that looks like. That means walking into a church today, talking to a pastor. That means going to the VA, getting help. That means finally going to see that counselor. Whatever that first step looks like, take it. And if you're unsure what it looks like, send us a message and we'll give you that next step. For the Mental Health Janitors, I'm Sergeant Q.
I'm Dr. Jess.
And we're out.